point, from the international, from a global framework, to the intensely human. Our next guest, Josie Fraser, is the mother of Dimitri Fraser, who died at home but under police custody on the 31st of May this year. So Josie, thank you very much for coming to join us tonight.
Hi, good evening, and thank you very much for having me here. I've never spoken like this in front of so many people before, and I never thought this is the way it's going to be. But on the 31st of May of this year, which was about approximately 10 weeks ago, the police went to a property in Birmingham where my son had been bailed to on a tag. My son actually lived in Nunhead, southeast London, and he was taken to Birmingham, to the Druid Heath area. Up till now, I don't really know how the story goes. I'm just going by my own instincts, basically. 2 police officers reckon they went to this high-rise, which was on the 11th floor. It's about 200 to 250 foot drop, 300 foot drop. And they reckon that they knocked on the door, and my son just decided to jump and commit suicide. Which to me is just an insult to me and an insult to my son. Now, what makes it worse, I was in London the Tuesday morning and my phone rang, and it was a police officer from Birmingham. And all she said to me was, "Is that Miss Fraser?" I said, "Yes." "Is that the mother of Dimitri Fraser?" I said, "Yes." She said, "I am the police." And I thought, what has he done now? My exact words to her. She said, "He hasn't done anything. He has been in an altercation and he is still in theatre." And I thought, still in theatre, and I'm in his next of kin. How long has this been going on all morning? When I reached the Birmingham Queen Elizabeth Hospital, I was met by 2 second-hand police officers who were not even at the scene. They reckon they don't know anything that went on, apart from the police went to do a routine tag check. Police don't do routine tag checks. That was their first mess. Then my son died in theatre about 6 hours later. So if he had fallen 300 feet from a high-rise or had jumped, my son's feet would have been stuck in his throat. My son would have been unrecognisable. When I went to see my son, I actually took photographs of him. My son was intact. He looked like he was fast asleep. Now we know, they like to talk about the community and, you know, these thug rats and all kinds of murderers, but the police are the biggest murderers going. And they are actually getting paid to murder. That is where all the money is going. Murder. Whether it's abroad, whether it's on our doorstep, it's murder. If I murder, they will plaster my face all over the place. Everybody will know what I have done. They will drag me through the mud and shame and disgrace me. But what did these lot do? They hid. Up till now, not one officer's coming up my front door to give me one answer. Nobody has produced me with a phone call to give me any justification of what has happened to my boy. I have had to wait months just to get the first post-mortem report. And we know my boy did not fall. So what did happen to my boy? All I know, my son was murdered by the police, and that just goes to show what they've used this right to cover up what they were doing. They didn't even want nobody to know that they'd killed my son. So then what did they go and do to Tottenham? That's where it all started. That's what people need to remember. It was the shooting of a corrupted police officer who thought he could hide behind his wickedness. But he didn't know it was going to backfire like this, did it? And it's all come to light now, isn't it? And now the place is falling down, isn't it? And I tell you, if I had my own way, I'd keep going. Because I want answers. And until I get justice for my boy and all those others that they've been murdering over the years, this is serial killing. This is copycat murder. Which Borough can murder a victim in the best way and get away with it? Who can hide the longest? Well, I'm here to help flush them out, because I want to protect my grandson. My boy was my only boy I had left. 21 years of age. He was just given the key to life. And they stripped him of it. And they've stripped me of the truth. and my rights. I don't want justice or no peace.
Thank you so much for that contribution from Josie Fraser, and following on from that, I'm inviting Merlin Emmanuel, nephew of Somali culture, to come and share experience from his family.
Are you ready? I am indeed.